Howdy. Somehow I feel I have to try to warn some people in England, Spain, Portugal, France, Germany, Holland, Benelux states in general. Because it looks rather wild. At the moment, there is still this high pressure system which moves around a bit. And as we enter tomorrow, we still have here two like low pressure systems out here in the Atlantic, but they will join each one or each another as we go into Monday and Tuesday. Now you can somehow see that as they become one large weather system. And from the Americans, Canada, or whatever there is joining or not joining, or there is coming already the next one, which is maybe now the fifth or something, which made its way almost straight to Europe, more or less. Here we can see some kind of boundary layer. There is this, I made many videos about this kind of boundary zone or whatever it is. I couldn't yet still figure out what's the reason for it. But there is something, it's either between England or between England and Norway. There is something which makes those pressure systems in a way turn around or go another way. But we are now at Tuesday morning, and obviously this is more or less coming into Europe. It seems that more like it's Portugal, Spain, France, the British Islands, Benelux states, Northern Germany, Denmark, Norway, probably also. But that's the European forecast. And I also want to point out that here is another low pressure system, and here up there is a high pressure system, and it seems that it will make its place here. That's also one thing I have been talking about many times, the Scandinavian surface conductivity anomaly. I also want to point out that this is 971 and this is 956, so they are rather strong. That's a rather low pressure. On the other hand, a rather strong high pressure over Finland. And look at that. That's huge. Here is coming cold air from the Arctic, and like it starts to spin. It takes the whole northern Atlantic. That's massive. And here we see the high pressure system starting getting into its place where it belongs. Gets stuck to the Kursk magnetic anomaly, more or less. But it depends on the other things, like what's like everything is fluctuating, moving all the time. But it's still here. Keeps its place. And I think it could be also like that, this surface conductivity anomaly, which goes something like that, has to do something with this bow shock thing, or however you want to call it. And while I have been talking, this went to the end. Here doesn't go any further. And there's still, there's so much stuff coming into Europe all the time. There has been flooding in England, France, many other places in Europe, and somehow the news just don't talk about them. They just don't. For whatever reasons, Maybe it's the COP27 because we are supposed to be in a drought. Let's check out still. Rain and thunder. And let's put out all these lines. This is approximately now. Here where we have very much quake activity, we have very much precipitation. Here we have double layers. And here where we have activity, seismic activity, there's also precipitation. They belong together. Bad weather below, bad weather above. And vice versa. So there's now Benelux states, Tuesday. Now France, Portugal, Spain, England. Now it reaches Denmark, southern Norway. And already, let me pause here. So that's the first layer which reached, and here's already the second one coming. And there might be once this kind of really strong push from either this side, Labrador Sea or whatever there is, or actually I should show that about temperatures. Yeah, still in the Mediterranean. Very much activity, weather-wise. Which means the earthquake activity, according to this weather model, seems to be continuing also next week. So now we just take still temperature, because I think this might be interesting. Because here up in the north it's already rather cold, minus 31. And if we go southwards, yeah, now it's moving. I think that's China already. Minus 22. And the cold air is already going rather south in many places. The Himalayas we really don't have to watch because there it's cold. Eastern Turkey, Mount Ararat, minus. And that's now. And here I think we have the Ural Mountains. So now let's see the development, because there is like many people who are rather worried about the winter, about how to heat and how to stay warm and stuff. And I think in a few days there is some kind of shift happening. There is coming from the east. Rather cold air to some degree. But at the same time we have also rather warm air which gets sucked up north. So I haven't watched this time lapse yet. Oh man. And there is also some geological feature here. There's some rather straight line. And I have to search for that picture. I've been searching for many times, but couldn't find it yet. So now people for in these eastern countries like Poland, what we have there it seems to get colder in a week or so. Also here, obviously. Do we get snow? Now there's already Poland is rather cold. So the winter seems to creep in a way into Europe from the east. And at the same time we have very strong forces which come from the west. Which could in a way mean also that there is a very big possibility for very large rainfalls, snowfalls, or whatever falls. Minus 42, minus 43, minus 20. Here they say minus 1. Yeah, but I think I'll leave it here. There's something coming into you weather-wise for people in these regions, maybe also Norway. Be prepared for some, rather strong rainfalls and winds and all kinds of things. Hail, maybe even thunderstorms. Who knows? It's interesting. Today we had, like this storm going on here. I haven't read any news or whatsoever. Maybe there is some roofs, or I don't know if there has any disturbances been here. Could be. The lights were flickering every now and then. The internet wasn't really working again for some time. But that was about it. Yes. Some weather. Thanks. Bye.